Choosing the right plants for the front of your house can be trickier than it looks. You want something that stays tidy, doesn't block your windows, and won't turn into a maintenance headache a year from now. In this video, we're sharing 7 foundation plants that do it all: compact, dependable, and beautiful through every season. If you're tired of shrubs that overgrow, flop, or fizzle out, these are the ones you'll want to plant and never worry about again. Starting off the list is green Gem Boxwood, an evergreen favorite that brings structure without the stress. If there's one plant that quietly holds everything together, it's green Gem Boxwood. With its naturally rounded shape, dense foliage, and compact growth, it offers year-round formality without demanding constant attention. Unlike older varieties, green gem is more resistant to disease and holds up well in both cold winters and hot summers. This cultivar grows slowly, typically reaching just 2 to 3 feet tall and wide. It maintains a tidy look even without pruning, though it also responds well to shaping if you want a clean edge or symmetrical form. Being evergreen, it keeps its rich green color throughout the year, bringing structure even when everything else has faded. What makes green gem such a reliable foundation plant is its steady, understated presence. It doesn't bloom or change dramatically, but it quietly anchors your space with texture and balance. And best of all, it rarely outgrows its place. Use it near entryways, beneath windows, or in repeated groupings along the front path. Whether you're going for a traditional layout or something more relaxed, green gem always looks intentional and composed. Next up is Hydrangea Paniculata Bobo, a compact flowering shrub that stays small but delivers big, beautiful blooms. If you're looking for a foundation plant that brings color without the chaos, Bobo Hydrangea is a solid choice. This dwarf variety stays naturally compact while producing an abundance of creamy white flower clusters that blush pink as they mature. It's a fresh, cheerful presence in any front bed, and it keeps its shape without taking over. Bobo typically grows just 2 to 3 feet tall and wide, making it ideal for planting beneath windows or along walkways. The stems are sturdy and upright, so you won't have to deal with messy flopping after a summer rain. It thrives in full sun to part shade and blooms reliably year after year with minimal care. Just give it some water during dry spells and a light trim in late winter. What makes this hydrangea special is its balance of beauty and restraint. While many hydrangeas grow large and unruly, Bobo keeps a tidy form and stays within bounds. You get all the flower power without the pruning headache. Plant it as a seasonal focal point near the entry, in between evergreens for contrast, or grouped together for a cloud-like effect under your front windows. With its long-lasting blooms and small stature, Bobo brings just the right amount of drama to your foundation bed, without ever making a mess of things. Coming in at number 3 is Japanese Holly Compacta, a boxwood lookalike that stays tidy, tough, and worry-free. If you love the clean, evergreen look of boxwood, but want something a bit more adaptable, Japanese Holly is a top contender. Compacta is especially popular for foundation plantings, thanks to its dense branching and petite leaves that mimic boxwood's texture, without the same disease concerns. It brings that same structured feel, but with its own understated charm. This variety grows slowly and maintains a rounded shape, usually reaching about 2 to 3 feet tall and wide. It tolerates pruning well, but rarely needs much, and it performs beautifully in both sun and partial shade. Unlike some hollies, it doesn't have spiny leaves, and its small black berries add quiet seasonal interest without creating a mess. What sets Japanese holly apart is its quiet resilience. It holds up well to heat, humidity, and even compacted urban soils, making it perfect for front yards where conditions aren't always ideal. And while other evergreens might brown or thin out over time, this one stays lush and full. Use it as a boxwood alternative beneath windows, along the porch, or as a soft divider near walkways. It plays well with other shrubs and flowers, adding year-round greenery without ever stealing the spotlight. Next is Spyrhea Little Princess, a low-growing flowering shrub that adds soft color and stays perfectly in bounds. Spyrhea Little Princess is one of those plants that quietly earns its keep. With its rounded, compact form and flushes of soft pink flowers, it brings gentle structure and reliable color to foundation beds without demanding much in return. It's a favorite for layering in front of evergreens or framing entryways with a more relaxed, garden-friendly vibe. This Spyrhea stays petite, about 2 feet tall and slightly wider, so it won't block windows or overflow your walkway. It tolerates drought once established, bounces back from heavy trimming, and thrives in full sun to part shade. The foliage turns a gentle yellow in fall, adding a touch of seasonal charm before it goes dormant. What makes Little Princess so lovable is its low-effort reliability. It keeps its shape, blooms generously, and doesn't outgrow its welcome. You won't need to shear it constantly or worry about it taking over the bed. It simply does its job and looks good doing it. Tuck it near the front of the planting bed, under taller evergreens, or group several for a soft mounding effect. Its tidy growth and subtle blooms make it a perfect bridge between evergreen anchors and seasonal showstoppers. Number 5 is Hukura, a foliage favorite that brings rich color and texture to your foundation beds. When evergreen shrubs start to look a bit too green, Hukura steps in with bold, colorful foliage that lasts through most of the year. Varieties like Caramel offer warm golden tones, while Obsidian brings dramatic, deep burgundy leaves, both adding instant contrast and softness under windows or along walkways. These perennials stay compact, typically 12 to 18 inches tall and wide, forming tidy mounds that never outgrow their space. They thrive in part shade, but can handle some morning sun, especially in cooler climates. In milder winters, their leaves even stick around with color, giving your front yard a pop of interest when most plants are resting. What makes Hukura such a gem in foundation planting is how effortlessly it fills gaps with elegance. It doesn't need pruning, doesn't spread aggressively, and pairs beautifully with both evergreens and flowering shrubs. Whether you mix colors or go with a single tone, it adds depth without adding maintenance. Tuck it into the front edge of your bed, between shrubs or near steps for a soft, natural finish. With its low profile and long-lasting appeal, Hukura is the kind of plant that pulls everything together, quietly but beautifully. Coming in at number 6 is Densiformis U, an evergreen that stays low, lives long, and handles almost anything you throw at it. Yew shrubs have long been valued for their versatility and long life, but this dwarf variety brings all the benefits in a smaller, more manageable package. Densiformis forms a dense, spreading shape that stays neat without constant shearing. It's tough, timeless, and works with just about any home style. Typically growing 2 to 4 feet tall and wider over time, it maintains a mounded form that looks polished without pruning. It tolerates sun or shade, handles cold winters, and even holds its color well through harsh seasons. Its dark green needles stay clean year-round, offering texture and structure with zero mess. What really makes Dwarf U shine is its reliability. Once established, it requires very little attention, just a little water during droughts and occasional shaping if needed. Unlike fast-growing evergreens, this one doesn't surprise you with sudden size jumps or wild limbs. Use it as a grounding backdrop beneath windows, on slopes, or in corners that need something solid but soft. Its quiet strength and evergreen presence make it a foundation plant you can truly count on. Finishing the list is Deutzia gracilis, Nico, a compact flowering shrub that adds brightness in spring and stays tidy the rest of the year. Nico is one of those plants that feels like a hidden gem. In late spring, it bursts into a mass of small white star-like flowers that brighten up your front yard with surprising impact. Then, just as quickly, it steps back and settles into a soft green mound that keeps everything looking full and finished. This Deutzia stays very low, usually under 2 feet tall, making it perfect for front edge planting or layering beneath taller shrubs. It thrives in full sun to part shade and is happy in average garden soil. Once established, it needs very little maintenance, and unlike some spring bloomers, it doesn't sprawl or demand frequent pruning. What makes Nico stand out in foundation planting is its graceful balance of bloom and form. It puts on a strong seasonal show, then quietly blends into the background, never overwhelming its neighbors or the space. Plant it in a drift along your walkway, mix it with evergreens, or place it at the front of beds under windows. With its compact habit and dependable performance, Nico wraps up the list with charm, balance, and a whole lot of understated beauty.
A great foundation plant doesn't need to steal the spotlight. It just needs to stay healthy, look good, and make everything else around it feel more put together. And the best part? These 7 do exactly that, with almost no extra effort. Which one was your favorite? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like and share it with a fellow gardener who could use a front yard refresh.